Hey everyone! If you're a fan of kombucha, you've probably heard of a SCOBY. It's that strange jelly-like thing that makes kombucha possible. But did you know that SCOBY can be used for more than just brewing kombucha? Today we're turning that funky SCOBY into a tasty, healthy treat. Fruity SCOBY snacks. These snacks are packed with probiotics, full of flavor, and they're super fun to make. Let's dive right into it. Before we get into the process, let's talk about what you'll need. 1. A healthy kombucha. SCOBY. You'll want one that's thick and fresh. 2. 1 cup of brewed kombucha tea. 3. Your choice of fruit, fresh or dried. You can use berries, mango, kiwi, or even dried apricots. 4. A sweetener. Either honey, maple syrup, or agave syrup. Optional but recommended. 5. A dehydrator or oven. That's all. With just these simple ingredients, we're going to create some chewy, fruity SCOBY snacks. Now let's get to the fun part, making them. First, we start with our SCOBY. Grab your SCOBY, rinse it off with filtered water to remove any excess kombucha, and place it on a cutting board. Carefully slice your SCOBY into thin strips, about 1/4 inch thick. If your SCOBY is too thick, it may not dehydrate evenly, so make sure to cut it to a uniform size. If you like chewy snacks, you can go a bit thicker, but keep in mind this will take longer to dehydrate. Next, let's prep the fruity coating. Take your favorite fruits. If you're using fresh fruit like strawberries or mango, chop them into small pieces. If you're going for dried fruits, make sure to cut them small enough so they coat the SCOBY well. Pour about 1 cup of brewed kombucha tea into a bowl with your fruit. This adds extra flavor and probiotics. You can also add a tablespoon or 2 of honey or maple syrup if you want your snacks to have a sweeter punch. Now place your SCOBY strips into the fruit mixture and make sure they're well coated. Let them soak for about 10 to 15 minutes so they can absorb all that fruity goodness. After the SCOBY has soaked up the flavors, it's time to dehydrate. Lay the SCOBY strips on your dehydrator trays or a baking sheet lined with parchment paper if you're using the oven. Make sure the strips aren't overlapping so they dry evenly. If you're using a dehydrator, set it to 115 degrees Fahrenheit, 45 degrees Celsius, and let it run for about 10 to 12 hours. If you're using an oven, set it to the lowest temperature possible, usually around 150 degrees Fahrenheit, 65 degrees Celsius, and leave the door slightly open to let moisture escape. The oven method will take about 6 to 8 hours. Keep an eye on your SCOBY snacks as they dry. They should be firm but still chewy, kind of like fruit leather. If they're too brittle, they've over-dehydrated, so keep checking them towards the end of the drying process. Once they're done, let them cool down and enjoy. These fruity SCOBY snacks are packed with probiotics, chewy like fruit leather, and full of natural flavor. They're perfect for a healthy snack or a midday pick-me-up. Now let's talk about what can go wrong and how to prevent it. If it is too slimy, what do I do? If your SCOBY strips are slimy after dehydrating, you might not have rinsed them thoroughly enough. Make sure to give your SCOBY a good rinse before coating it in fruit. If it is too tough, what do I do? Too tough or hard to chew? You probably dried them for too long or at too high a temperature. Stick to the recommended drying times, and remember that dehydrating SCOBY should leave it chewy, not crispy. If it is too sour, what do I do? If the snacks are too sour for your taste, try adding a bit more sweetener to the fruit mix, or cut back on the soaking time in the kombucha. If it is uneven drying, what do I do? If some pieces are drying faster than others, it could be due to uneven cutting. Make sure your SCOBY strips are all roughly the same thickness for consistent drying. Have you ever wondered if kombucha help in any manner to lose weight? Don't miss our next video where we explain everything you need to know about the influence of kombucha in losing weight. And that's it! Kombucha SCOBY. Fruity snacks are super easy to make, healthy, and a great way to use up extra SCOBY. Plus, you can get creative with the flavors. Try different fruits, spices, or even citrus zest for a zesty kick. Well, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more healthy snack ideas. Leave a comment below if you try making these fruity SCOBY snacks. I'd love to hear what flavors you come up with. Until next time, happy snacking!